What's going on, y'all? Today we're going to be unboxing Easy Boots Max V2 and seeing what we get right out of the box. So today I ordered both boots and it came in this package. So if you ordered them, you weren't expecting a box, just know I got mine in this package. So I'm pretty sure all of them are going to be coming in this package. And so far I'm seeing this plastic piece right here, this little baggie. And I think this is what they do for both. So both of them are in here. And you get both of these little baggies, which are kind of nice if you, I guess, for storage. But now let's see what we got in there. In here, we got another bag. If you've been watching the plate videos, you'll know about the boxception. So we got some bagception going on here. But this is pretty cool. So it comes with a drawstring bag, and I'm assuming it has the same for that. 2 drawstrings in here. That's pretty cool. That way if we wanted to close it up, definitely can. But we're not closing it up because we're opening it up to see exactly what's going on. Now, I'm gonna open this up completely and see what we got going on. So I think they packaged it in another little bag. I'll make sure there's nothing else in here in this bag. So that's pretty cool. If you order just one bag, one boot rather, I'm sure this is probably exactly how it would be coming in. So we got this here, and then we have another little bag, and this is going to be the attachment pieces for the boot. So the boot's going to be coming in just like this, and then it has this little strap for you to be able to tighten your foot into. So now we got this piece. We would have to open this up. There we go. I think I was supposed to be able to like open and close this, yeah, but it's over for that. So now it comes with these pieces here. So there's a little bit of cushion support, a little bit of the Velcro strap, and then it also has the pieces for you to be able to attach the weight onto once we have it on here. So if I'm not mistaken, these pieces would be over on this side, and then we attach the weight onto the boot that way. And honestly, I think you could probably use this in all of those different ways too. I think the way this is set up, they all attach like that. But I gotta mess around with this a little bit more. So we're going to be seeing what we got in this bag. It should be exactly what we found in that first bag too. So we got this Ziploc bag holding this drawstring bag, which is holding another Ziploc bag and another plastic bag. So drawstring bag in here, opening this up, send that to the side, and then again we got the same boot. So we got 2 of these boots, and then we're going to be opening up this bag here. We'll try to do it the proper way now, where you just pop that open. Nice. And then we have 2 more of these cushion pieces, which is good. 2 more of these, and 2 more of these. So pretty dope, pretty solid pieces so far. They feel pretty sturdy, pretty strong. The cushioning on this feels pretty soft and good as well. So I'm gonna organize these all here together, right? So you can see everything that it needs, and we're gonna be setting this up appropriately now too. All right, so the way this works is you got the boot here, and you can see how it fits. It's good for either foot. There's no left or right pretty much. One pretty cool thing is that they did adjust this, so they have this now instead of the straps that they did have before. So you can use this to tighten it up, or set this where you can loosen it if you need to. And that's just the boot right there. It's also, they claim that this is supposed to be a nice rubber positioning, so that if you're just walking around with these boots, then you're going to be pretty good to walk on whatever surface that you're on if you're worried about messing up floors or anything. And essentially all these pretty much are ankle weights. So this is a boot itself, and how you would set it up when you have these pieces is that you would get these pieces that we got right here, and then you would put them inside like that, and they set up these little cushion pads for us so that you're not uncomfortable when you have your foot in there, because you got all this plastic like rubbing around your foot, especially if you're working out. It can definitely get a little uncomfortable. So we'll put them in just like that. And now that we have that part secure, what you would do is once you put your foot in there, right, you would tighten this up like how we were doing before. Obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but you would probably prefer to have a shoe on, so you're a little bit more protected, I guess. But they don't necessarily claim to use this while you're barefoot. If you were barefoot, that's on you. But then you can just put your weights on, right? And then they give us this little piece here that we could screw in. All right. Yeah, we should be able to screw it in and get the weights. That's not working. Why is that not working? Let's see. Yeah, so you should be able to just have it in there like that and then screw this in. So maybe I just didn't tighten it up enough. So let's try that again. So we'd put that there, and then we'd make sure that those grooves catch. There we go. And then you just tighten it up. And then now you got that weight in place. Now, typically when you're working with ankle weight type exercises and movements and stuff, I wouldn't go too heavy, depending on what you're using it for though. 2.5 pounds might feel like a lot. I would definitely recommend trying to balance it out. So we have 2.5 on this side. We're gonna put the 2.5 on this side too. All right, get that strap out of the way. And then we would put this in there pretty secure. Make sure that that catches perfect. And then gonna make sure that we tighten this in all the way. There we go. Get this out of the way. And then once I've tightened that up all the way, and this is tightened up all the way, it is nice and secure. Now, the one thing I will say though, is that even with the cushion and everything, that there is a little bit of wiggle room in here. But definitely not the end of the world. It's not gonna mess up your whole workout. And then if you were to put that other piece in here, right, you just get that in there like that, and then we'll do the exact same process. So we'll take those cushion pieces, we'll take this, put it in from the inside, and then we'll make sure that that's attached there through that Velcro strap. And then we'll do the same thing on this side. We'll put this in here, and we'll attach that cushion in here through that Velcro strap, which I think is pretty nice, because if you wanted a little bit more space, you don't necessarily need to use that cushion, but it's there if you wanted to use it. So we have those 2.5s here, and all these kind of like weights and straps and securities that they use for the weights are pretty much all the same. So it's a little universal. You can see how that works out. So on this side we have the 2.5s. I'm going to stick with the 2.5s, even though we have some 5s here, just that we feel it even and we don't overdo it. But let me secure this in like that, and then we're going to strap this in. Make sure that it catches the grooves. A little slippery, but not the end of the world. So let's see. There we go. I'm gonna strap this in like that. Perfect. All right, let me secure this in there, and then get the other one on the other side. You always want to make sure that when you're doing stuff like this, that everything's pretty much as smooth and as consistent and as even as you can, because definitely don't want to be living with any weird imbalances. It sucks. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to make sure that this is nice and secure. Always want to make sure things are secure, especially when you're going to be having weights like this in weird situations, overhead or whatever the case is. And yeah, now we're good. So just like I did on the other side, you want to make sure that this is nice and secure, and we're good to go. So pretty good. The 2.5s, from my point of view, don't feel too heavy, but it also depends on what you're doing, because just doing some standing walks in place, they feel fine. Me being barefoot, I definitely feel like it's a little uncomfortable on the heel as I'm walking, but I'm barefoot. This isn't meant to be used while you're barefoot. For regular like leg raise exercises, even these 2.5s on both sides definitely feel pretty heavy. And this is just 2.5. So if you're using this, make sure to be mindful of that. Let's say I was doing some regular leg raises. That feels pretty intense. But I'm bringing that up over my head, and so far it feels pretty secure. It doesn't feel like it's getting too loose or anything. And one cool thing that they market this for is like at home hamstring exercises. So something like this, where we're bringing them back. I can feel that. That's pretty good. And I actually feel secure when using this. Another thing you could do is like some hamstring curls. So yeah, all in all, so far, something like this I think is pretty cool, pretty innovative. Definitely not for everybody if you're not comfortable or really understand how to use this, but for the niche exercises that you can use this for, I think it's pretty dope. And for someone who doesn't have a lot of machines to work on, let's say, hamstring curls or any abduction type exercises or any of the niche things that these would require, then I think this is pretty smart, pretty innovative, pretty cool. And it's not that difficult to get used to. It's definitely funky, it's definitely different. So there's that, but just as easy as it was to put stuff on, it should be, right? Just as easy to get it off. It's pretty secure enough for something funky like this. And again, I think this is pretty cool. But enough about what I think. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. What you think about it. Would you get it? Would you not? And if you would, let me know. But yeah, this has been my review and my unboxing on the Easy Boots V2 Max. Any questions that you have about it, definitely let me know in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to hear back from you. So see you all in the next one. Peace.